G'day, today I'm flying from Singapore to Perth on Scoot, which is a budget airline. They do have a business class cabin. It's nothing like what you get on Singapore Airlines or Qantas, but today I'm going to show you what it's like. But my journey didn't start here, it started a day and a half ago at Suzuka after the Japanese Grand Prix. Check-in was very efficient, quick, and now we get fast lane access to security, which is just over here to our right. You blokes sure look dressed up. We're flying Asiana again today. This is the second half of a ticket that we bought to get to Osaka. Just briefly, let me tell you about last night. We didn't have a reserved seat booked on the train back to Nagoya, so we had to queue up and get the Limited Express, which is a stand-up chock-a-block with all of our luggage, and thank you to a couple of people who helped us get it on and off. Then at Nagoya, we had to race around and redeem our tickets for the Shinkansen train and made it to the platform with just 16 minutes to spare. And get this, you can get yourself a scotch and soda at the trackside kiosk for all of $1.25 US. If you fly Asiana, you'll get to use the ANA lounge, and it's just over here. Let's go and have a look, huh? This is my travelling companion for the day. Hello. Mr. Jace Gilman. Hello. So I can hear you cry, what is the lounge like? It's nice, it's relaxed. There's some Japanese whiskies, soft drinks from a machine. I had a half sparkling and a half orange juice. And there's a limited selection of food, mainly Asian food, where I've got some rice with some chicken curry, which I'm about to hoe into now. And even in the airports you'll find vending machines, so you don't have to hang around and wait for staff to serve you. We've got 3K and 4K on this flight. Oh, I'll have the window. Yeah, they're both window. Sorry, I'll have the window. Yeah. I talked about this aircraft on the way over, so go back and have a look at my past video for details on that. And while this is a 3-leg journey back to Australia with a couple of lengthy layovers, next year I've decided I'm just going to book the Perth, Singapore, Nagoya flight return, and that's with Singapore Airlines. Well, lunch has just arrived. Well, the chicken was exceptional, as was the sauce and the rice on it. I didn't try the salad, it looked a tad dry. And one half a mouthful of the dessert, a sponge with some cream and a jelly topping. Didn't need any more than that. But American Airlines, take note that this is just a 90-minute flight. Wouldn't be any more than about 900 kilometres, and you get a full-on meal in a lovely cabin. Now, I was up at this lounge when I came through this airport on the way to Japan, and I'm back here again, and I've just discovered the most interesting beer dispensing system I've ever seen. I'm not sure what the advantages are with it, but it's certainly impressive. Not that I drink beer. There's also a good selection of spirits, something for many tastes, and some red and white wine on offer. It's a pour yourself deal, and as much as you can drink. What I have noticed a lot, both in Singapore and in Japan, a lot of people still wear masks. Certainly the travelling Westerners don't worry, but yeah, a lot of locals got them on. Hello. 2K.
Thank you. The other side, please. Hello, welcome.
Good to be here. Back on board. This is the A350-900, and the flight today takes us from Incheon in Seoul to Singapore. Well, I just had quite a nice entree, or appetizer as the Americans would call it. It was quinoa with chicken, quite nice. And now for main course I've got some beef. I'm in champion. So this was tenderloin, and it had a black truffle sauce. I don't really like truffle, so I had it on the side, but I did dip it into the truffle sauce. And you know what? This is the most amazing steak I think I've ever had on a plane. I'm giving it 9.1 out of a maximum of 10. It was unbelievably good. I can't get steak like this in many great restaurants, so I don't know what they've done here, but the sauce, the steak, presentation, well done, Asiana. Oh, that is so nice.
Bye, thank you.
See ya. See you again, thank you. Well, back in Singapore again, that was a good flight. Now, we're heading off to Sentosa Island to a resort for one night. Just because we're going to have a few hours tomorrow, and we thought, let's just hang around the pool and enjoy ourselves, because it's been a couple of hectic weeks. And yes, you'll get to see what it's like if you hang around a few more minutes. It is evening, yes.
May I assist you, sir?
No, may I stay at your hotel?
The booking under your name, right, sir?
Yes. No, my wife, Tonya.
Can I have your wife passport, please?
She's in Australia. Okay, so the situation is that we've arrived here. We paid $718 for a room that my wife's booked in her name because she's the account holder, and now they're saying that we can't stay in the room that we paid $718 for. All right, well, do you want to tell her what she needs to do? Here she is, she'll answer in a second. All right, some progress. It turns out we've done the right thing and put our names in the booking, even though Tonya booked it through her account, so they've relented and we're allowed to go up to the room. Disaster averted, and we're now on our way to room 610 at the Hard Rock. Oh, nice lift. 610. 636. 610? Jesus. Are we going the right way? 32, 29, and hell, it's never ending. Got some plates out the front of our room. The pool down there is the reason we booked this place, so that we can have a relax tomorrow morning, and it's a lovely room. It's nice and big, huge ceilings, and there are a lot of rooms at this resort. And look, they're bigger than single beds. These are probably double beds, 2 doubles. Well, after a great night's sleep in a very cool room, it's down here to the buffet breakfast at this restaurant, which is quite noisy. 50 Australian dollars, so it's about 32 US. Plenty of food on offer. It's mid-range quality, and you can eat as much as you want until the place closes. Now it's out for a quick swim, then it's up to pack, and then we're going out to test Scoot Airlines on this business class flight back to Australia. Out here at Changi Airport, the flight leaves in about 2.25 hours' time, and there's a reasonable queue here for the normal seating in the main cabin, but look, there's no one here at Scoot Plus. Now, there's no lounge for Scoot business class passengers to use, but if you happen to have priority pass, which I do, you can use the SATS lounge, and it's perfectly fine. At the moment, it's not very busy, and food-wise, there's a little bit to choose from. Plenty of drinks and a nice relaxed atmosphere in here.
You can reverse.
And how much is it?
700 SGD.
That's Elvin on his little machine that folds up into a carry-on piece of luggage. He did say that some airlines don't allow it, so he has to check prior to checking in whether or not he can take it. But I picked it up and it would weigh every bit of 18 kilos, I reckon. We've arrived at gate C13 early, and there's a Boeing 787 waiting out there on the stand for us. And it is chock-a-block full today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Scoot Plus.
Well, this is Scoot Plus. It's 232, whereas economy is 333. I didn't realise it was 232, and poor Jace has got the middle seat back there in row 2. Well, I actually had that, but I offered it to him. But they're nice leather seats. It's got a good recline on it. And what is this Scoot Plus seat worth? Well, I did a search on February 6 next year, and it was around, well, this is the price here. Qantas, on the other hand, was 2,100 or 3,100 Australian dollars. You get a much better and bigger seat in Qantas. You get a far better meal, I imagine. And this seat, whilst it reclines a little bit, is certainly not lie flat. As I mentioned before, Jace was in seat 2E, and any E seat is a middle seat, so you don't want E of the 5 rows if you get the choice. However, one person didn't show up for the flight, and look, it was that seat there, 1A. So Jace was a 34-to-1 shot of getting upgraded to 1A. Thank you, sir. Beautiful. Right, we get an eye mask, which we'd already paid for. I think we booked extra. And there's a very bright yellow blanket, which is very lightweight. And you get an inflatable pillow. I'd pre-ordered my meal, some chickeny dish with sauce and rice, along with a can of water, which was at room temperature. I gave the meal 5.7 out of 10. And it's obviously cheaper and easier for Scoot to serve their meals in a plastic container, and I'm certainly not a big fan of the wooden knives and forks. The meal, well, that was on par with what I've had on EasyJet or Ryanair in Europe. Basic sustenance, really. There was no onboard entertainment, so I just watched a movie on my iPhone, and before we knew it, we were on the ground in Perth. Well, that was a pretty good 5-hour flight. Would I fly Scoot again? Yeah, I would, for a daytime flight, because it saved me 1,500 or 2,500 Australian dollars from what I'd pay if I was going Qantas. Anyway, now we're going to find our luggage. And now one final ride in an Uber to Lancelin. Well, after 44 hours of travel in one bus, 2 trains, 3 planes, 4 taxis and an ambulance, that's a long story, I'm finally home. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Now subscribe too. You'll find all of my F1 photo books and driver's signed prints at kimillman.com, and there's a whole lot of other stuff here for you to have a look at. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.